Don Don.
Don Don! But who's the first Don Don? It's got to be you because you're older.
Oh, thanks. So I wanted to get you on to
Mm,
talk about not the products that you need in your makeup bag, but the
mm.
products that you don't need in your makeup
Yes,
bag.
yeah. The products that are overflowing in our makeup bags that we need to get rid of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause it's always the other way round, isn't it? It's always, "What do I need? What do I need?" Actually, let's start the other way. Let's get rid of all the things you don't need, and then you can see what's left.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because also I think we're bombarded with so many messages that we've got to buy, 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 buy. It makes a change to be told that you don't need
Throw
this.
away, or
Exactly.
pass on. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, I want to know, what are you getting rid of out of your makeup bag?
Okay, right. Well, I've listed my top 10. You know what I'm like? I do my homework, Donna. Um,
Yes.
so
You're
I've got my
very
list.
organised.
Yeah, I've got my top 10, right? I thought I'd make my top 10 products of things that when you get to midlife are the things that you should probably stop using, okay? And, maybe pass them on to somebody younger or put them in a makeup bin in a department store. Lots of department stores now have makeup bins. Do they have that in America?
Oh, I
'Cause
haven't
we have, like, in
noticed.
Superdrug, Tesco's, they've got
Yeah.
old products you can throw in makeup bins.
Oh, I never knew
Mm.
that. I'll have
Yeah, 'cause
a
otherwise it
I'll
feels like such a waste throwing it away, doesn't it?
yeah, it
Um,
does. I
but
wonder
anyway.
if people actually use them. But anyway,
Yeah, I think so, but anyway.
it's a nice
Anyway.
gesture.
Right, well, the first one, let's start with the base. The first one is, like, heavy duty foundations, matte, solid coverage foundations. Yeah, that's the first one that we need to like, maybe not completely get rid of straight off, but you will ease out of using a heavy duty foundation the older you get, and I'm talking sort of 45 plus, really.
Yeah.
Um, it sits in the lines. It gives a really matte finish, which is it's it's aging in a way that's not flattering, really. I think any skin that is glowy looks elegant, not just youthful, but looks elegant and nice, yeah, and healthy. Looks healthy. So I think any product that gives you the glow, and we hear about a lot about glow products now, really help. So that does mean getting rid of that Estee Lauder double wear that you've had in your bag or bought for the last 25, 30 years,
Yeah.
and trying to find either, well, basically looking for products that have got labels like, well, with the word glowing
Yeah.
or illuminating, sheer, but you don't want anything that says like long lasting. Long lasting normally means matte.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
So I would say that's the biggest thing that covers the most surface of your face as well. So that's the biggest, most important product that you've got to definitely change up as we get older.
I think a lot of women worry that the ones that have glow on them and that might have skincare benefits in them won't give them enough coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. But oh my God, I mean, you just know how many foundations are out there now. And I think that is that is one of the biggest problems is people don't know where to start, so they stick with what they always know, you know?
Yeah.
So, and as my job as a makeup artist and running my business, I like to educate and inform women of other products out there that that can do the job. They can still give you the coverage, that they can still give you the color, but they're not going to mat you down. They're not going to dampen you down. They're going to lift your skin.
Do you have any favourites then?
Yeah. Okay. So any favorites? I mean, obviously I've got 101 different foundations, but the ones that I kind of return to quite a lot is definitely It Cosmetics, which is actually an American brand. I think that's a brilliant, absolutely brilliant brand. They cater for all skin types, particularly problem skin. And one of their favorite foundations is called Nude Glow. It's got high
Mm.
coverage, but it's got a lovely glow to it. So it's beautiful. And it's got really high SPF. So that is one that I return to all the time. I do also love Arborium. Have you got Arborium in the States?
Yeah,
Yeah, love
love
Arborium.
that.
I love with Arborium, I love the fact that there's only 4 colours to choose from. So it's really simple. There's no head stress when you're trying to choose your colour. My all-time favourite was always the Chanel Vita Luminaire, but they've
Mm.
stopped it. They stopped it a few years ago. It was the best foundation in the world. All of us makeup artists used to use it and they stopped it. They changed the
Wow.
ingredients and then they doubled the price. and it was just no good. So that was my all-time favourite for years and years. And then, tinted moisturisers are another option. I think a lot of ladies also think that a tinted moisturiser is not going to give you enough coverage, but it really does. In fact, one lady I had the other day, she said to me, "Oh, I only like to use concealer because I want to get rid of any tonal issues on my skin, and I don't like to wear a foundation." Now, to me, that's all the wrong way round. I would say get rid of the concealer and use a tinted moisturiser. That will even out your skin tone and it won't get cloggy, whereas concealer can get cloggy in all those, all those awkward areas. But again, it's an age thing, isn't it? We're scared to try new things. We don't know where to start. The market is so massive.
I definitely think that is it. People just walk into Boots or whatever and they're just bombarded, and that's
Yeah.
why it's so important to have recommendations from experts like you.
Yes, yeah. And the other thing is, like, I do lots of makeup masterclasses, and the other thing is, so many women at our age still don't even know what their skin tone or skin type is. And without
Mm,
knowing those two things, you can't go and buy your own foundation. Well, you can, but you're probably going to get it wrong. And we've all got bottles of foundation sitting in our cupboards that are worth 50 quid, and we're not using them because we get them home and they're wrong. And that's because it's the wrong shade or the wrong consistency. So, I mean, that's probably we could do probably a podcast on just choosing a foundation, because once you know the rules of how to choose it, it's much easier, you know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think, and maybe it's good to go to like a local store then to speak to a consultant to find out the good,
It
your
is, but you don't
colour.
normally get non-biased consultants. They normally work
Yeah,
for a brand, so
yeah,
they are gonna sell
yeah.
you that brand. So,
That's true.
but, if
That's true.
people know a makeup artist, it's knowledge really, it's reading up and talking, isn't it? And talking amongst other women, isn't it?
Yeah,
You meet friends
exactly.
and you like their skin, never be embarrassed to say, "Your skin looks great, what are you wearing?" I mean, I ask women
Yeah.
everything all the time. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, right. What's number 2 then?
Number 2 is powder. Powder. There's so many women that are addicted to powder still. It just makes me laugh.
Mm,
And definitely powder has a place if you've got oily skin, yeah? But I think that our generation as well, we grew up with mums who kind of were just about using powder, but our nans definitely were using powder all the
yeah.
time. My nan always had a gold compact with a powder puff in.
Yeah.
Um, and so it has drip fed down generations. And we're still at an age where we watched our mum do it a little bit and we definitely watched our nans do it. So we're not sure whether we should do it or not. And we do follow lots of rules, we are a bit like sheep, women sometimes, especially
Yeah.
with makeup. We follow what we've always done and nobody's prepared to break the rules. Powder is it sits in the lines. I mean, it's as simple as that. It sits in the lines. We've all got lines. It sits in the lines and does make you look older. I think women just need to be more specific on where they're using powder if they are using it. Keep it to the T-zone. People can get really willy-nilly with a big brush it all over, and it's just going to sit in the lines, especially when you crease your face up or smile, because smiling does give you wrinkles, um, and so does powder. Yeah, on the end of that, you need to put "and so does powder."
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so I think if you can ditch the powder, ditch the powder. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big.
Also, I think that powdered look isn't one that you should be aiming to get as you're older.
No,
Like you were saying, that's why you should ditch the
yeah,
heavy matte foundations, because you want a little bit of, not oil, obviously, but you want
no,
like a
but
sheen to
dewiness,
your skin.
sheen, yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit of sheen, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I know, like, among lots of the girls on YouTube and Instagram, all that, they use lots of powder for the contouring and everything to set everything. Absolutely, looks amazing, but they haven't got a wrinkle in sight. Yeah,
Exactly.
so
And they're not
don't
moving
aspire
their
to that.
face.
No, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, so try not to aspire to that. So I would
Okay.
ditch the powder if you can, if you can.
Right. What's
Okay.
next?
Next is frosty eyeshadows. Now, I'd be amazed if anyone still owns a frosty eyeshadow, because I would say most people have got rid of them. But some people can mistake a frosty eyeshadow for like a sparkle.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, I love
I
a
like a
sparkle.
sparkle.
I love a sparkle, but I don't like a frostiness.
So what's the difference?
The difference is, like, a sparkle has got a lot of pigment in it. Sorry, not pigment. It's what's it called? It's
Like
Glitter
flecks of glitter.
particles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
particles in it. Whereas a frosted eyeshadow is a powder that's got a translucent,
Right,
frostiness to
yeah.
it, like a luminous kind of frostiness to it. So I love a bit of sparkle, don't get me wrong, and I think any age you can wear sparkle as long as you put it in the right place. I always suggest kind of the middle of the eyelid, or you can put a tiny bit in the corner, not the whole sort of shebang.
Mm,
But yeah, so a frosted eyelid, yeah, I mean, if anyone's using those, ditch those.
ditch. It's just
In
dated.
the bin. Yeah. Concealer. That's got to
You're
go.
very particular about your
I am.
concealer.
I am. I do not use concealer. I think concealer's a bit of a marketing scam because I just use
Damn.
more foundation, right? If I put my base on, and then if I've got a blotch or a patch, I will put a little bit more of the foundation on that colour. I do think it's very good if people have got suffer with dark under eyes, okay? But do you know what? The majority of women don't. And
Mm.
those are the women that are still using it. And I really have this bugbear of, like, I'll be on the train sometimes to London, and I'll be sitting across somebody making themselves up, like on the table. And I just think, oh God, if only you knew I was a makeup artist. And you see, like, with their concealer, they whoosh, big whoosh underneath each eye, rub it in, and it's like, oh my God, that's just going to sit in all those lines later. You've
Yeah.
got to be really particular about where you're putting it. So, you've got to take a bit of time with concealer, putting it here to lift. We want to be lifted all the time, don't we? So
On the outer
lighting
corners.
in those corners, just lifting it up towards the brow, putting a tiny bit in here. You want to leave it. When you smile, you get these creases all here, don't you? That's where you
Yeah.
don't concealer if you can help it. But so many
Yeah.
women do a whole sweep. It's a little bit,
So the
and
placement is key.
placement is key
If you're using it.
if you're using it, yeah. And you want to get a concealer that is serum based. Yeah. So again, it's got a dewiness to it rather than chalky. You don't want a compact concealer, they're too heavy, or a chalky pencil type concealer. A dewy serum based concealer is best.
Because I also think that there's a confusion between a concealer that's gonna cover up the blemishes
Yeah.
and a concealer that's gonna be used under your eye.
Yes, yes, there is. So, right, so I'll tell you the difference. Right now, if you use you're using a concealer under your eye to lighten that area, aren't you? That's the main aim. Now, if you use a concealer on a blemish, you have lightened that area, which means it's highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've brought it forward. You
Yeah.
don't want to bring a blemish forward, do you? That big
No.
spot there, or whatever it is, and we lighten our eyes to bring those forward because they're dark, because they've sunken a little bit, right?
Mm.
So, what you have to do, and which is why I love foundation, if you've got a blemish, you want to use the same color as your foundation. So, just use a bit of extra foundation and press that into any blemishes or sunspots, those aging spots, those kind of things. So, the other thing is how to use like a color corrector concealer. And I think if anybody's confused about that, the safest colour to choose is a peach. Okay, a peach is great for all skin tones. The darker your skin tone, the more peach you go. Black skin tones would use a bright orange concealer. We would use just a nice peachy colour, and you'd get darker, or you go a little bit lighter. It's brilliant for counteracting grey areas, and that is what a shadow is. It's a grey area. So a peach is good. Obviously, the green is for red, to cover redness and stuff like that. But we still find that really confusing. And I think a lot of the foundations these days, they're so good that there's not much need for those colour correctors as much as there used to be.
I always remember when I first met you, all those years ago, and you told me about I used to use an under eye concealer all the time, and you were like, "I don't know why you're using it. You don't need it." So I don't
Mm,
use it anymore,
don't you? Yeah,
and
don't
it
need it.
saves money, and it just saves time as well.
Yeah, and it's just you were using it just because you thought, well, that's what you do, and
Yeah.
you're told that that's what you do. And we watched our mums do that. It's all just learnt behaviours, and that's all right until somebody says, actually, you probably don't need it. Right, the other thing is get rid of like super bold contour kits. Yeah. Lots of ladies that come to my classes, they say to me, oh, I want to learn how to contour. And I'm like, you have been contouring for years, okay, by just using bronzer and blusher. But it's only because the kids now do such severe contouring that you think you're missing out. Okay, but that's what your bronzer and blusher is for. You're putting your shadow back in to give yourself the cheekbones or the jawline or to shape your face a little bit different. So lots of women buy these contour kits. They don't know what to do with it. They look like they've been on the stage of Lion King because they're just
Yes.
stripes everywhere. It's not a good
Oh
look.
my God,
It's just not a
no.
good
It's
look.
not what you want.
It's not
I
what you want,
know. A
no.
lot of people ask me about that. Do you contour?
Yeah.
And I
Well, you do
think
because you wear your blusher. Your blusher is
yeah,
contouring,
yeah, that's true.
but it's just
That's
not
true.
severe contouring like the kids, you know?
Yeah, and it's just another thing to
Yeah,
have to do every day.
yeah. And I think, I teach my ladies that when they use your bronzer is your contour, really, underneath you don't use bronzer, do you, or do you?
No,
No.
I
So
don't.
your bronzer is your contour. That's what, once you've got your foundation on, you then put the shape back into your face with the contour. You put the shadows back in, so you just give it a big buff, and it's just putting it on those, those areas that shape your face again.
So like on your just below
So
your
think of
cheekbone.
like the number 3. It's like this, okay? Your jawline, if you darken this slightly, it gives you a tighter jawline. If you put it in
Yeah.
here, it lifts the cheekbone, sorry. And if you
Yeah.
just put a little bit here, it just sort of thins the face a bit. So if you just think of number 3 is where you would start, and it's just a buffing. It's a big brush buffing motion. You don't want to see any marks. It's all subtle shading, you
Yeah,
know.
you don't want to be the Lion King extra.
We don't want to be the Lion King extra. Right, next. Oh yeah, brows that are too structured. So any heavy duty brow makeup you've got, bin it. For ease and just quickness, I love a brow mascara. Okay.
Yeah.
I think brow mascara is one of the best things invented ever. A
Yeah.
brow pencil, can look very flat, and brows are actually 3D because we've got hairs. So it's very quick and easy to pick up a brow pencil and just, get that line in, but it can look very flat and matte, against the
Mm.
skin.
Mm.
Um, Sometimes I use a brow wax, which is, I think it's all right. It takes a bit of time, but it's all right because it's got a little bit of shine to it, so it makes it a little bit 3D. But I just think really easy is a brow mascara. It's easy to buy. You buy it in your hair color, and it goes on. That's it. It's so easy. So any pencils, get rid of.
I think brows are a step that's quite important as you get
Yeah,
older.
yeah, absolutely. Really do. When you haven't got your brows, like, and I help out on the cancer makeup classes at the hospital. They're called Look Good, Feel Better classes in England. And one of the most shocking thing for most women is when they lose their brows. Not their eyelashes, but their brows. I mean, obviously their
Mm.
hair, but their brows, they feel alien without their brows.
Mm.
They're
Mm.
such an important feature, and it's only when they're gone that you realise, or when they really fade, that you realise how important they are. They do really frame the face. And when you've put, a bit of foundation on, maybe some bronzer or powder, you just need to bring them back to life again, because that those products would have gone over the brows a little bit. So just bring them back to life by putting a bit of brow mascara on. That's all you need. It's really quick and easy. So
And what I love about the brow mascaras is that it fixes the brow as well
yes,
into place. So it's
yes,
not just
yeah,
adding the colour and picking up
no,
the colour from the tiny hairs that you can't see,
yeah,
but it's also putting them in the right place where
yeah.
they need to be.
Yeah, so it's doing a double job. Love any product that can do a double job. Next thing, oh yeah, well, the big one is ditch in the dark kohl pencil,
Oh,
the underline,
yeah.
the under eye kohl pencil.
So aging.
So aging. It's so aging, and it's so addictive for women. They feel naked without it. Somebody that has done that for years, they feel naked without it. So I always suggest, to ease out of that, go to brown first, or navy, yeah, and then
I
just
love navy.
ease down until once you've lost the coal, you then might use an eyeshadow, which is even softer, until you can just get rid of it. But women look so much younger when they haven't got that dark coal under the waterline, yeah.
So you're talking about literally when people use the black coal
Uh,
underneath
yes.
where their eyelashes are.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And is
Not
does
not
is
not
that
in the waterline for a smoky eye, because that can work when you're doing a whole smoky eye. But yeah, lots of ladies put a dark line under their eyelashes, and
yeah.
it's so aging.
Yeah. And so you're saying really you shouldn't have anything there?
I mean, it depends on your eye shape, who you are, everything, you know. But generally, you look a lot younger when there's nothing under there and you've got quite a clean eye and the shadow's more above the eye, you know. If you're doing a smoky eye, then yeah, things underneath look great. But lots of women will just put a black kohl pencil on a mascara and that's it. And it's like, whoa.
Think about it. As you're getting older, you want everything to be lifted. So
Yeah.
that really is only going to be dragging everything down.
Yeah, yeah. You want to lift everything, even if it's by just, you know, a millimeter, it makes a difference. Just lifting your brow a tiny bit when you make it up, putting your concealer here just a tiny bit higher. You know, everything that lifts, it just makes you feel better, I think, because we're all going south.
Yeah, we
We're all going
we are, I'm
south.
afraid. Any
Yeah.
more?
I got two more. Get rid of your powder blushes. Can't stand a powder blush. Love, love, love. I mean, we both love, don't we? Cream, cheeky, you know, pinky, watermelony colours, cream blushes. They are the way to go. So definitely ditch the powder blush. And then my last one is ditch the 400,000 makeup brushes you've got. You only need a handful. Yeah. Get rid of them all. Buy yourself a new set. You need a handful of brushes. You just don't need all of that choice there, you know. And when you've got the
I
right
know
brush,
she's not going to say it, but Donna has the best set, I must say.
oh,
She
well, thank you.
literally
But
has all you need. And also, it's really helpful because you know where to use them.
yeah, because they're
It
labelled.
comes
They're
with a little
labelled.
guide. Yeah,
Like
that's it. It
idiot
comes with a
proof
guide
brushes.
and they're literally labelled because
Yeah.
you're so right. I have got, I mean, it's partly because I get sent some, but I've got loads of brushes upstairs. And then you'll use more than you need.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
No,
you have more to clean.
yeah. And do you know what? Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? If you don't use the right brush for the right thing, you're never going to get the best look that you're trying to achieve. You know, and so
Mm,
many women, oh, I can't get that look. Well, look at the brush you're using. It's the wrong brush, you know. And clean the brushes, because if you don't clean the brushes, they're not going to work as well as they're meant to. Like, it's all common
exactly.
sense, but you know, sometimes it just needs pointing out.
Well, I think because we just become, as you said before, so in our routine
Mm,
and we just do the same thing every day. It's
yeah,
almost like
yeah,
white noise, isn't it? And
it
we
is. Yeah,
don't
yeah.
question ourselves
No,
about what we're
exactly.
doing.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was really, really helpful.
So you better run
Next
and empty your
time,
makeup bag, mate.
I know, and clean my makeup
And
brushes.
clean your makeup brushes, yeah.
Thanks, Don
Oh,
Don.
you're welcome, doll. See you soon.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this chat, and I really hope you enjoyed it. It would mean so much to me if you also hit follow and left me a review. I'll see you next week.